followed 3 different Eagle games. So you saw this offense improve and mature. I said the other day, I said there are drives when I watch Philadelphia and I think, how do they ever punt? I mean, literally, it's like 9 Pro Bowl players. How do they ever punt? What did you see? Show me the growth that you saw in the 3 games. What were they different? Was it the same thing?
You know, I said, so we called that crazy game against Washington where, you know, Hurts went out in the first quarter. Saquon got off to the crazy start. He had like 100 yards in the first quarter. Then Jalen Hurts got hurt. He went down. They went to the backup, and it kind of spiraled on him. And you know, Jaden Daniels came back and took him down to win that unbelievable game. And I remember we came on to the broadcast, and I was very clear. I was like, make no mistake about it. This is the best roster in football. This is the best team in football. And we can spend all this time talking about the offensive skill positions and, of course, the offensive line. And I know Hurts comes under fire. Here's what I will say about Hurts. When he plays on time from the pocket, and it's kind of an interesting conversation because you look at him and you think back to his time in college and you look at him and the physicality, and he's an athlete and he can run. And usually going into games against quarterbacks like him, you say, hey, keep him in the pocket, make him, you know, don't let him scramble. I think Jalen's actually better when he plays on time and he plays from the pocket. He can beat you as a scramble runner, but I think it's really the scramble passing that he doesn't necessarily do like some of the other quote unquote scramble quarterbacks. But you look at the offensive line and the group they have the best 2 offensive tackles in the league. They're getting all of their eligibles out into the out of the formation every single play, because on most teams, you're chipping edges. Your running back is helping out on a backside tackle. But with Mailata and Lane Johnson, you're blocking 5-on-5 pretty much every play. And all of a sudden you've got Saquon and Kenneth Gainwell into the check down. And if you don't back up, I got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith putting a ton of pressure, deep layers into my secondary. And then the magic of it all was adding Saquon. And I think there's this conversation of, oh my God, I can't believe this would have been the Giants if it was Saquon. And it would not have. It's just the combination of Saquon's unique ability and the scheme and the system he went into was the perfect marriage. So you factor all of the offense on top of a Vic Fangio defense that went from pretty much last to first in the league in defense. And I agree, if this was a best of 5 series, I'm not sure if any team in the league is beating Philly best of 5. But as we know, it's a 1-game series week after week. And in critical moments, there's nobody better than Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. When they need to have a stop, need to have a 3rd or 4th down conversion, they have the best play call at the right moment at all times. And that's really been the key to their success. So,
yeah, you know, it's, you know, this Super Bowl, man, it's so high octane. You know, there was like such a joke that I saw on that one NFL meme account, which is pretty funny. I mean, it's funny, but it was saying like, oh, you know, what the world wants is like a Bills Commanders Super Bowl. And I was kind of like, I always try to figure out, you know, are the things that I want the same as what other people want? And I always try to figure that out. And I'm sure a lot of Philadelphia Eagles fans are going to be watching this and they're going to be like, what are they talking about? No one wants that. And it does feel like, you know, it's just like that game, that would have probably been a fun Super Bowl too in its own right. But like, this is like, again, you're talking about the best roster going up against the best coach and situational, you know, team with Mahomes, Andy, and Spags. And so that's what makes this so like high intensity and high stress. And you have someone like Greg saying like in a best of 5 series, the Eagles should be every single team because they are just a clear cut dry, the better team. But will they show up? Will the Philadelphia Eagles show up Sunday, February 9th? And will they play, you know, the best ball? Because if they do, then they win the Super Bowl. If they don't, then they don't, you know? I mean, like as silly as it sounds to say, but it's the reality. Do they show up? And it's just, you know, that's where the angst comes from. That's where the angst. We've seen Saquon Barkley ball out. You know, we've seen Patrick Mahomes, you know, and Andy Reid dial up that perfect play at the right time, and Spags, you know, the perfect blitz at the right time. You know, we've seen all of this stuff happen, and it's just like, how's it all going to come to an end? How's it all going to, I mean, it's the Super Bowl. I mean, you really honestly, at the end of the day, whether you're a big Chiefs fan or a big Eagles fan, like, at the end of the day, this is the best matchup in the Super Bowl, especially if you are just a casual fan, even if you're sick of the Kansas City Chiefs and you don't like the Philadelphia Eagles because the media told you not to. At the end of the day, this is the best matchup. This is going to be the most interesting matchup. It just is with the most exciting potential for an awesome Super Bowl. That is the reality. That is definitely the reality. So, it makes it kind of stressful to even talk about and do a lot of these clips because it's just like there's just so many different directions that you can take it in, and there's so many landmines that you can step on, quite frankly. And it is just so interesting to hear Greg kind of talk about, like, this is, without a shadow of a doubt, make no mistake about it, the best roster in the NFL. And if everyone just does their job and the game plan is good enough, it's like, well, then they should win every game. They should win every single game, and they should beat the Kansas City Chiefs. But again, it's kind of the perfect example, and I've talked about this a lot now. You had Tom Brady and the Patriots were undefeated, and they were dominating teams, absolutely dominating, hanging 40, 50 plus points many times. And Spags, the defensive coordinator for the Giants, said, nope, not today. That was awesome that you did it all season. Not today, you're not. And the rest is history. Like, Eli Manning comes away with the win against the undefeated New England Patriots with Tom Brady. I mean, like, that's why there are no guarantees. No matter what, whether you're looking at it from the Chiefs' perspective or whether you're looking at it from the Eagles' perspective. That's why I really steered completely clear from making any type of concrete predictions, because I truly don't know how this game will go. I brought up the different scenarios of how I thought it could unfold and in ways that I think, are most likely, but nothing with like a super high degree of like, this is what I'm expecting to see and this is what will happen. Like, that's not my expectation. To me, I think the Eagles are the better team, but again, it's just, will they execute like they are the best team on Sunday? If they do, then I believe they win. But I trust the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid and Spags and Mahomes that they will, without a shadow of a doubt, show up. I know they will show up, and I know they will have a great game plan. The question mark is are the Philadelphia Eagles good enough to not get out-coached, by Spags and Andy Reid? I don't think it's going to be Jalen Hurts versus Patrick Mahomes and who's more of a superhero in any given moment. I just don't think that that's the way it'll unfold. I don't think this game will take away and just be like, well, this team won because this quarterback just played better. I don't think that'll be the way it is. In fact, I rarely think that's the way it is. But even though as much as they try to make it out to be, that's the way these games are. Lamar versus Josh Allen, Lamar versus Mahomes, and, Allen versus Mahomes. Like, it's rarely that. And I don't think this game will be the exception to that. Even though, again, you keep seeing this on the Herd, First Things First, any of these shows, they keep saying, like, will Jalen Hurts do this? Will Jalen Hurts do that? This and that. And it's like, it's more than just that. But Jalen Hurts does need to play great. I don't think Jalen Hurts can have an average game or not play that good and the Eagles still win. Like, it's that'll be a tough situation as well. And kind of what Greg is saying, where we know the Kansas City Chiefs are so great situationally, well, the way you overcome that is to make the situation not matter as much, right? The way to make those situations not matter is be up 21-7. Have it be 3rd and 2 and not 4th and 1. That's how you make it. Because you're right, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be great if it's 4th and 3 for the Eagles offense and that defense now coming up with a big blitz and a big stop. The way you overcome that, well, you convert on 3rd and 3. Now it's 1st and 10. That's how you overcome it. It just is, right? It's 21-7, 21-10, 4th down for the Eagles. Yeah, you can just kick a field goal. Stay ahead of it. You don't have to go for it on 4th and 3 and try to get that touchdown because it's, I don't know, it's 14-14. Do you really only want to be up 17-14? No, just kick the field goal. Boom. Now you're up 24-10. Let's go. Going into the 4th quarter. That's how you get it. You get rid of the situations. You don't try to beat Kansas City at their own game. You don't say, I'm going to be just as good as you on situations, or you're so good at situational football. Well, we're going to be better. We're going to overcome it. No, you don't got to. Just play your brand of ball make it not matter. You know, push Kansas City to play a way where that doesn't suit their own individual strengths. You know, so I don't know. It's this game, you know, every time I make a video about it or talk about it, I'm always just like, this game, man, this game is, you know, it's going to be a good one. That I am confident about, that this game will be a good one. And I'm just, if I could choose to just watch this game right now, I would do it, man. This was like somehow these games have already been played and there's like a leak, I'd be like, yep, I'll download it, you know, a bootleg version of it. Like, I don't care. I just got to watch this game. It could be through like a shaky cam and all that. Like, I don't care. I just got to watch it. It could be like in black and white, you know, night vision, whatever, man. I don't care. I don't need it to be in HD. It could be pixelated. Like, I just need to know. I just need to know. You know, if it was a book, I would just read the book, whatever. I'll just read it. I'll stay up all night and read all 300 pages. Like, I got to know, like, what's going to happen in this game? How is this game going to unfold? Like, this has honestly been torture. I don't remember feeling this way when it was with the 49ers versus the Chiefs, or even in 22 when it was the Eagles and the Chiefs. Like, something about this just feels extra heightened. Probably because it's a rematch with the Eagles and the Chiefs, and this team feels different and the Chiefs feel different. Like, you know, it seems like we know who both these teams are. We're back in 22. We didn't know exactly who both these teams were necessarily. We knew they were great teams and we knew that they were clashing, but like now we've obviously had extra years with them, you know, extra years with the coaching staff, the players, et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, see, this feels like a heavyweight fight to me, you know, a heavyweight fight and a heavyweight rematch. That even if the 49ers were having a rematch again against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it would hit as hard as this one. So we will see. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs? Do you agree with Greg Olson that they are by far the best roster, the best team, and any 5-game series they would win, but it all is going to come down to one game? Can they make that one game their win against the Kansas City Chiefs? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.